Welcome to From Betrayal to Breakthrough, and here is a mini dose of Dr. Debi where I'm sharing tips, suggestions, strategies, and sometimes just motivation to have you move past your betrayal once and for all. Which version of you is making your decisions? Dr. Debi here. I'm asking because I was working with a new member in the PBT Institute yesterday, and she was telling me about all these decisions she's been making recently, and then she's been regretting them. And of course, that's how you know they're all coming from fear. So I did a process with her, and I said, okay, picture yourself at your physical, mental, emotional best, at your personal, professional best, that version of you who's gone through this, who knows, trauma, and who knows transformation, and who has moved through all of this and sees everything so clearly. Let's make decisions from that place. And then she asked a question about it had something to do with her kids. And I said, well, instead of me answering it, because you never want to count on some expert doctor, coach, guru to have the answers for you. And I've been coaching for 30 years, and I can tell you, if someone is teaching you and training you to count on them, run for the hills. I'm at this 30 years, and all I ever do is I will give 1,000 different ideas and examples, and I'm watching their face to see which one lands. And then when they own it, that's how you become empowered. So something came up about her kids, and she was like, well, how do I handle this? Well, we tapped into that version of her at her physical, mental, emotional best, personal, professional best. The answer came to her like this. So what would happen if you responded, reacted, answered questions from that version of you instead of the current version of you? It's a habit. Once you get used to being, thinking, acting, reacting, responding as that version, that's how quickly you become. This is something we do all day, every day within the PBT Institute, and I'd love you to learn more about it. There's no reason to stay stuck. Staying stuck actually is a choice. I did the study. I know what works. You can heal from all of it, move through the 5 stages from betrayal to breakthrough. So click the link in my bio to learn more, and let's get you from that place of feeling sick and sad and stuck to completely healed and transformed. I'll see you next time. Hi, Dr. Debi here. So I learned on TikTok that some amazing soul shared a part of my second TEDx talk, Do You Have Post-Betrayal Syndrome? And lots of people were sharing and commenting on it. And the part that is so upsetting, and if this is what you're going through, I'm talking to you. There were so many comments of people who have said, I'm never going to trust again. I'm going to stay single. It's not worth it. And I really want to bring this up because it's like, imagine you love cooking and you get burned on the stove and you swear off cooking. That's not fair to you. Now, should you be careful? Should you learn how to, approach the stove a little differently? Of course. But when you cut yourself off to love and trust and intimacy and connection, that's what life is all about. And that's not fair to you. And not only that, you're giving so much more power to the person who betrayed you. That's not fair. Now, I get it. We don't want to be vulnerable again. We don't want to open ourselves up like that again because the pain is like no other. And if you've been through it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But there is a way to learn to love again, feel safe again, trust again. And when you don't, out of the 5 stages from betrayal to breakthrough, that is where we stay in stage 3, the most common place to get stuck. Transformation doesn't even begin until stage 4. But when we close ourselves off and when we say, that's it, never doing that again, we absolutely keep ourselves in stage 3. And then what we wind up doing is we either have repeat betrayals, very similar, the faces change, but it's the same thing, or we keep everyone at a distance because we just can't risk that level of vulnerability again because we're so tragically afraid of being hurt. I didn't do anything you couldn't do. All I did was move through the 5 stages from betrayal to breakthrough. Now, before this was discovered, there wasn't a roadmap. There's a roadmap now. If you're willing, we got the rest. So the first thing you want to do is find out what stage you're in. You can just find that at healedorhardenedquiz.com. Once you find out what stage you're in, then check your willingness because that makes all the difference. You can have all the tools, all the resources, all the support, and the right type of support makes all the difference. But if you're not willing, you're not healing. If you're so committed to your story, you're not going to heal. There are so many factors that catapult us through stage 4 and 5 and ones that keep us stuck. So take the Heal to Harden quiz and you can heal. I healed, so can you. I'll see you next time. Have you ever heard that story of the frog in the pot of boiling water? The story goes, if you were to stick a frog in a pot of boiling water, it would jump right out because it knows it's in danger. However, if you were to put the frog in a pot of lukewarm water, turn it up 1 degree at a time, the frog would never know what's happening and it would boil to death. That's what I see with so many people in these toxic relationships. They don't realize over time that it's being turned up, that heat is being turned up 1 degree at a time. And because it's slow and insidious, eventually they boil to death. And what I mean is they have symptoms and illnesses and conditions and even disease. And then what happens also is they think it's them because they're being told that it's them. And over time they start believing it. And then they kind of isolate from other people so they don't even have any opportunity to realize it's not them. I'm here to tell you, you're not crazy, you're not alone, and you can heal from all of it. If you are that frog in the boiling water slowly over time, what you need to do is, you can't change anything without awareness. That's the first step. You need to know you are in that pot. And then what you need to do is get support, but it's the right type of support. The wrong type of support does way more harm than good. And then slowly and carefully and fully, you need to realize it's not, even though it was done to you, it's not about you. Lots of mindset stuff that needs to be healed. Very often, lots of confidence and self-love and rejection and abandonment and trust and all of these things that need to be rehealed. You can heal from all of it. So here to help. And which frog are you? Hopefully, you're that frog that's in that boiling water that hops out. We're never in the pot of boiling water at all. However, if you are in the one that's being turned up 1 degree at a time, I'm here to tell you, it's not you. You can heal from all of it. You need the right tools, support, and the right community to move through the 5 stages from betrayal to breakthrough. And we have all that within the PBT Institute. So join us at the PBT, as in post-betrayal transformation, thepbtinstitute.com. There's a version of you who's so confident, healthy, peaceful, and happy on the other end of your healing. And we can't wait to help you get there. We got you. Thanks for listening. And here's to your breakthrough.